Welcome back to Lariat TV News. We know this week is a little shorter, but we are ready to bring you the news around Baylor and Waco. I'm Jacob Stowers.
And I'm Marin Small. First, we bring an LTVN exclusive on a trend that resulted in a Baylor police investigation.
In September, one social media trend was taking place on campuses across the country, even Baylor's. Students created anonymous accounts naming themselves their university's pisser. A Baylor student filmed himself urinating on various campus locations like Fountain Mall and even McLean Stadium, then shared those videos on social media. The Baylor University Police Department says that once they became aware of the situation, investigations began and the case was later sent to Baylor University's Student Conduct Administration for review. The student claims to have used a water bottle for most locations except for the video near the Bill and Eva bear habitat. However, due to a lack of evidence, BUPD couldn't determine if a criminal offense had been committed. The student has since been suspended and removed from campus.
Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, and we have a few tips on how to make your travel plans as smooth as possible. Many Baylor students are traveling home for the break, but due to the recently reopened government after a record 43 days long shutdown, many airports are experiencing flight cancellations and delays. Here are a few tips according to the Club Alliance AAA. They suggest arriving early, using travel insurance, and staying flexible with your travel plans. Aviation student Jeffrey Harper also gives us an insight on what to expect before traveling for this break.
Advice is always get to the airport 2 hours early. Everything I know is flow should be back to normal now that ATC is back to full staffing and pay. Same with TSA. So I say usual 2 hours early. Take advantage of programs like PreCheck or TSA Clear if you can.
The weather in Texas is still a little warm, but the Waco Civic Theater is freezing over. LTVN's Kendall Rickett has more details.
Icy scenery has taken over the Waco Civic Theater for Frozen the Broadway musical. Since the beginning of August, 35 cast members have gathered every 4 to 5 days a week to put this show together.
It's super exciting because it's actually the Central Texas debut of the musical. It's just awesome because it's a huge community of people from all around Waco and the greater Waco area. Baylor students are in it, some littles that play little Anna and Elsa and things, some older people. It's just a really great community we're putting the show on.
After moving from New York to Waco, a Baylor student found a creative outlet through the Civic Theater.
I always talk about this, how grateful I am for the Civic for kind of giving me a community outside of the Baylor bubble. There's so much more. Baylor's awesome, but there's so much more to Waco than Baylor, and it's just really given me a broader perspective and just helped me grow, especially as a student and as a young person in my college life. I just know so many people that actually live in Waco, and it's just so awesome because the Civic Theater really brings everyone together for like one common goal from all different walks of life.
Closing weekend showtimes are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30, Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at 2:30. For more information, visit wacocivictheater.com. For Lariat TV News, I'm Kendall Rickett.
Fire alarms erupted in Moody Memorial Library, causing students and employees to evacuate Monday night. The alarms in Moody began at roughly 8:30, causing students to evacuate the library and wait outside until the emergency was cleared. Students in the adjoining Jesse H. Jones Library were not evacuated by alarm systems. Rather, university employees in coordination with emergency services told students in the building to briefly evacuate. The university has no official statement as to why the fire alarms went off at this time.
Well, progress on studying and homework came to a halt. Shout out to Starbucks though, they were really great about encouraging people to evacuate and holding doors for people and telling them where to go. But yeah, everyone was confused.
A student is turning personal experiences into children's comics that inspire young readers. Savannah Ford has the story.
From campus to kids' bookshelves, a Baylor student is bringing stories to life that inspire and uplift young readers. While still a college student, Randy Clute has already published 6 children's comics. His stories, full of relatable characters and uplifting messages, are designed to help kids navigate challenges and grow.
So a lot of my stories will be things that I'm personally dealing with, and I'm trying to write characters that maybe rectify those feelings that I have, and as a result, it's kind of only natural that it's going to be somewhat personal.
A new graphic novels course at Baylor is giving this author a chance to refine his craft, experiment with techniques, and grow as both a writer and illustrator.
A lot of time and effort into his craft, into growing his craft, learning his craft, and so on and so on. In that kind of classroom, then, you need somebody like Randy who come in and say, you know what, I know, and I can talk about these things. I can talk about my experiences in this. I can do different things and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool.
Through his books and college experience, he hopes to keep creating stories that empower kids to learn and flourish.
I was very fortunate to have very good parents, and not everybody was that fortunate, and so I wanted to do a book that was about like a couple that was genuinely loving, and they genuinely had like a good example. So for children who maybe didn't have what I had, maybe they would have some sort of role model to help them sort of believe.
From heartfelt stories to vivid illustrations, his work shows how personal experiences and creativity can come together to inspire young readers and remind all of us of the power of imagination. For Lariat TV News, I'm Savannah Ford.
Central Texas' local film scene is shining brighter than ever. The 254 Short Film Showcase brings together talented filmmakers and students celebrating Waco's creative community. The festival screened short films and gave attendees a look at the passion and creativity behind each project. It was a chance to see Waco's art community grow and connect with filmmakers sharing their stories and inspiring the next generation.
Waco Indie celebrates film of all stripes. We love stories. Stories are great, and we especially love local stories, which is why we host this local 254 showcase as often as we can. It's great to see the local community come in and bring quality work in and have a special dedicated night for them.
Next, we have more details on future downtown Waco renovations.
And bring you an LTVN exclusive with a story that empowers women. Stay with us.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this.
The City of Waco and Hunt Development Group hosted an open house Monday night to showcase their downtown redevelopment plan. In the Waco Convention Center, video renderings, 3D models, and mock images were set up, showing off the group's plan for redeveloping over 100 acres along the Brazos River. This was the third installment of the form-based code for the plan, which focused on the Barrens Branch area about 2 miles from Baylor's campus. The project is expected to be a 12 to 20-year comprehensive plan that would transform downtown Waco into a vibrant, mixed-use urban area.
One Waco shop owner is inspiring women by sharing her own struggles, surviving trafficking, addiction, and homelessness. LTVN's Tatum Vickers sat down with Stephanie Welch to share her story.
In the heart of China Spring, one boutique is doing more than selling clothes. It's inspiring generations of women. Stephanie Welch is using fashion, faith, and resilience to rewrite her story and help others do the same.
When you walk through really hard things like that, you come to a different appreciation for things, for life in general. So when people walk in here, they're like, oh, it's so small and cute. But to me, it's a mansion because literally I came from nothing.
Born to Honduran and Guatemalan parents, Welch's journey started in California, but it wasn't easy. She survived addiction, homelessness, and trafficking. Today, she's a Latina entrepreneur paving new pathways for women.
The daisy is often seen as a weed that people can just pick up and throw away. It's like a nuisance, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like I was seen that way in my life. They're like, oh, this is pretty, but it's just a weed, like it's trash. So I felt discarded a lot in my life. Mm-hmm. And so when I look at a daisy, I see something that's so pretty and so beautiful.
The Black Daisy started with $300 in a dream. Now it's a boutique and ministry featuring inclusive fashion and products from women-owned brands, even to kid entrepreneurs.
But I specifically love women. I have a big ministry for women. I think that women have to fight 50 times harder in this society, and especially when it comes to careers and all of that.
From being a mother to serving on the board of Jesus Said Love, Welch lives her values. Her story is one of redemption and resilience. Through the Black Daisy, she's proving that beauty can grow from the most unexpected places. For Lariat TV News, I'm Tatum Vickers.
November is Native American Heritage Month, and Baylor's Department of Multicultural Affairs is hosting a lineup of events for students to connect with their ancestry this month. Students were free to stop by events around campus to engage with Indigenous art, culture, and education-based activities. At the Bobo Spiritual Life Center, students were able to grab a free meal, listen to stories, and experience a different form of cultural community on campus.
I think these sort of events here at Baylor are really important for the community and Baylor students to come and get involved with our heritage and also be able to tell stories about like our own personal experience, whether it's with past experiences or like what we're going through now, and we can all relate to each other.
Students and the general public have differing views on many political, social, and religious issues. LTVN's Jacob Stowers has more details.
Baylor University, in conjunction with Gallup, just conducted their 20th year of religion surveys and released their Wave 7 results to the public.
I feel like a lot of politicians tend to like kind of just say what people want to hear, while like healthcare professionals, they tend to like be more like, oh, like we're here for this. I feel like healthcare professionals have more education and like they're just like taught to be more trustworthy with like their work ethic and stuff.
The Baylor Religion Survey, entitled Faith, Fear, Magic, and Despair, covered a myriad of topics including politics, conspiracies, and the American dream.
Obviously it's not dead, right? But I feel like a lot of people, like the number one debt is student debt. So I feel like if you want to obtain like the American dream with like a lot of money and like a good family, then like and like doing what you want to do, I feel like you're just going to be stuck in debt rather than dreams.
Wave 7 of the survey specifically focused on 6 major areas: religious identity and participation, God images and religious experiences, moral and political attitudes, mental health, socioeconomic and job insecurity, and social trust.
Whenever you're put in a position that you're fortunate enough to know people, or you're at a job or occupation that is very well off, I think you'll eventually adapt to it and you'll become a very competent worker. Whereas like I think grinding and working really hard is important, but I think like anybody in reality can adapt to that.
The purpose of the survey is to provide researchers in Baylor's sociology department and the university at large with information on health, community, and religion on Baylor's campus and in America as a whole. Wave 8 data will be available in 2027. For Lariat TV News, I'm Jacob Stowers. Just off Baylor's campus, a former mobile flower cart has grown into a community-centered shop that's bringing color, connection, and mental health awareness to students. Right on 8th Street, Norma's Florals is drawing in Baylor students with bright arrangements and an even brighter mission. What started as a flower cart at the Waco's Farmers Market has now blossomed into a full storefront centered on joy and creativity. As the shop has expanded, so has its purpose. Norma's Florals focuses not just on flowers, but on promoting well-being and giving students a place to slow down and become connected to the community.
I feel like it adds something very like warm and inviting kind of to the community, and something like that people kind of feel a part of, and then also it just adds such a great study space, and so many like groups have been coming and meeting here.
Intramural flag football came to a close Tuesday night with its championship games. LTVN's Charlie Cole has a story.
Intramural flag football championships took place under the bright lights of McLean Stadium Tuesday night. It was a unique experience for both players and fans, with those in attendance also competing in halftime competitions for small prizes.
It was special. It's senior year. I've been wanting to get to McLean for a few years now, and just to do this senior year and play with all my buddies and just to win in front of all of our fans, it was awesome. Truly awesome moment that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
With competitive and recreational brackets for both men and women's divisions, 4 champions were crowned for the 2025 season. Theta Bills, KOT Mines, the Elites, and Phi Chi Heart Attack all took home first place in their respective divisions. The 3 teams representing Greek life were all able to add to their intramural point race totals.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's just cool to use our team, use our abilities to honor the Lord and honor KOT well. It's just cool to be out here to represent, obviously, like represent God and represent our fraternity.
Flag football is just one of the many intramural sports offered at Baylor. Others include basketball, volleyball, and pickleball, and these competitions help students to grow closer together and live out their competitive spirits.
Yeah, I think just the competitiveness, like just having fun competing with different chapters and competing with your best friends. I think it's, we don't have high school sports anymore, and so that kind of is the way we can channel our competitiveness now. It's just super fun to play with all of my best friends and just enjoy sports. And like sports, my favorite sports are some that I didn't even play in high school, and so yeah, it's just great. I love the competitiveness of Baylor and how serious everyone takes it.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Charlie Cole.
Coming up in sports, we preview soccer, football, and tennis.
and recap this weekend's athletic events. Stay with us.
Blessed are the catalysts, sparking invention from the unknown. Strong are the generous, taking up the call to serve the world. Needed are the peacemakers, seeking common ground for the common good. But don't worry, you can still be fierce on game days. The work you do is faith in action, fueled by the light burning inside you. The world needs who you were made to be. Dare to be you, indeed.
On Thursday, soccer will face off against 4th-seed Wisconsin in round 2 of the NCAA tournament. The 5th-seeded Bears are coming off of a 3-goal shutout win over Sun Belt champions Texas State that saw goals from Kai Hayes, Hallie Augustin, and Olivia Hess. Wisconsin is coming off of a 3-2 win over Eastern Michigan. Wisconsin plays 5 up and is a very physical team. Coach Leonard says this is nothing new to the Bears, and they can't be pushed ahead or behind their pace of play that has worked all season.
We have a lot of momentum right now. Texas State in the first half, we started off a little slow, so I think it's good that in the second half we were able to build some momentum and hopefully carry that into this next game, really with an offensive mentality.
Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. on Thursday, and you can watch it on ESPN+. Men's and women's tennis started NCAA championship competitions on Tuesday. Zuzana Kubacha and Na Dong both moved on to the next round of competition, with Dong taking down the #1 seed Valerie Glosman from Stanford. Kubacha and Dong will battle as a duo versus Ole Miss Andrea Nova and Emily Welker on Wednesday. On the men's side, Devin Badenhorst won his match versus Thiago Silva from California. Baylor women's basketball secured a 99-43 win against Lemoyne on Sunday. Brooke Cranford has more details on the game.
Baylor women's basketball put together a 99-43 performance versus Lemoyne Sunday.
Just for me, I was rushing a lot, and it's just been tough. So to have a game like this and for my teammates to see me and just keep passing me the ball and it just encouraging me this far, just building and stacking days, it was needed for sure.
The Bears started off strong with a dominant offensive performance that featured 3 Bears scoring at least 20 points.
And to be as close to 100 as we did, to put up the numbers we did today, was really impressive still. But you always want to get that. You always want to see people score and have more opportunity. That frenzy at the end was funny. But just proud of how everyone came in and played their role today and continued to contribute.
Doriana Little-Page Bugs powered Baylor with 26 points. Bella Frontleroy added 21 points, including the milestone hit 1,000 career point on her final shot of the night, while Talia Scott poured in 22 points with a career high of 9 assists.
I don't know that we were as clean in that last quarter. We gave up too many points, and we didn't get out on shooters a couple times, but I thought they worked hard at their communication. I mean, this was like a 0-day prep for us.
The Bears are back on the road to play Iowa on Thursday and Davidson on Saturday as a part of the WBCA Showcase. For Lariat TV News, I'm Brooke Cranford.
Baylor football hits the road for a matchup against Arizona on Saturday. The Bears, who are 3-4 in Big 12 play, are hoping to bounce back after losing against number 13 Utah, despite 563 yards of total offense, including 133 rushing. The Wildcats, who are 4-3 in Big 12 play, are coming off of a win against number 22 Cincinnati. They had a total of 475 offensive yards, including 181 rushing. The last time the two teams played was in the 1992 John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, which was a 20-15 Baylor win.
Young guys, old guys, it doesn't matter who it is. We still have a lot to play for. We're still fighting for a bowl game, that extra game, to spend more time with our brothers. So that's just the main message. I'm not going to quit regardless. And like I said, just spreading that energy to the rest of the team is going to be the next step.
Kickoff is at noon. Last Saturday, football couldn't bounce back against Utah, marking another conference loss. Claire Marie Scott gives you the recap.
Coming off a bye week Saturday night, Baylor football could not bring the energy, losing to number 13 Utah 55-28. The Utes got started early with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They tallied 380 yards rushing offense total throughout the game, as well as making multiple big plays, leaving the Bears unable to catch up.
There's no magic formula. There's no magic answer. It's just whenever offense gets a chance to score, we got to do it. Whenever special teams gets a chance to make a big play, got to do it. Whenever defense gets a chance to make a big stop, we got to do it. That's all it is. Just playing better complementary football.
Josh Cameron had his best game of his career with 13 catches, 2 resulting in touchdowns, and 165 yards receiving.
The effort that he had and just the energy that he had through when early in the game to late in the game. And, Josh is a leader, and he's going to bring people with him. Bryson Washington's in the same boat.
Sitting at a 5-5 record, the Bears have 2 more games to potentially qualify for bowl eligibility.
Is just trying to win this next one, and after we win this next versus a really good team, and then after this next one, trying to win the one after that, and just try to build a show improvement and some excitement on winning and get it and have it be consistent.
Coach Aranda feels responsible for how the season has gone and thinks his team deserves a better season.
They deserve better than this. They deserve better than this. And so I'm just frustrated with myself. I can't give it to them right now. We got 2 more games to get that done.
Baylor will be away this next week versus Arizona. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
During Baylor football's loss to Utah on Saturday, one group of fans started a movement that led to hundreds waving their shirt in the upper sections of the stadium. On Saturday, Baylor football lost its game to Utah as the Bears were unable to match the students section that moved from the sideline to the upper deck. What has now become a social media trend that started at Oklahoma State earlier in the season, hundreds of fans ran to section 314 to take part in the rowdiness.
It was kind of like the trend, the little shirtless trend that's going around college football. So it was definitely cool to see kind of make its way to Baylor, and it was definitely the energy was definitely felt kind of all the way through on third downs, on offense, on big scores. It was real cool to see for sure.
Through the season, many have complained on social media about the stadium feeling empty by the end of the third quarter. Head coach Dave Aranda mentioned that the team needs to step up to get the fans staying longer. Baylor has started a 4th quarter faithful program that offers students incentives for staying until the end.
Our focus is just trying to win this next one, and after we win this next versus a really good team, and then after this next one, trying to win the one after that, and just try to build a show improvement and some excitement on winning and get it and have it be consistent.
Being 1 win away from a bowl game with 2 games left on the slate, the Bears are traveling out to Arizona next week to claw their way onto a lane to go bowling. For Lariat TV News, I'm Aiden Richmond. As always, the Lariat will keep you up to date on all things Baylor athletics. Stick with us for updates on your favorite teams. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aiden. That closes out our newscast for this week. Make sure you're keeping up to date by following all Baylor Lariat socials.
We hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving break, and we'll see you the week after. Until then, have safe travels, and as always, Sic 'em Bears.